Guys, it's Becky. I am back with another process video. Today I am going to be using a sketch. It is sketch number 90 by Susan Stringfellow, and you can find it at www.sketchsavvy.blogspot.com. The papers that I'm going to use are all by Dear Lizzy. I have an entire iris case full of Dear Lizzy papers and embellishments, mostly papers. So right here I am going to go ahead and lay this down. I'm not really all that concerned with conserving the paper that's under it because an entire iris case full, really. So I use this Fiskars hexagon punch, and I already punched out a bunch of hexagons. Right here is a Martha Stewart star punch, and I punched some stars out of several of the hexagons, and this is what they look like. So I'm going to go ahead and start laying down the base of my layout. I cut some strips of paper and some blocks of paper, and I go ahead and lay those down. Right here is a paper from Serendipity. I know I used a polka dot party, a Serendipity, a Daydreamer paper, several different kinds of paper, or several different lines. The pictures I am scrapbooking is a picture of the very first dog I had. Her name is Ginger, and she is a long-haired Dachshund. I do some journaling about her. She did pass away in 2009, so I didn't get her till 2001. She was just a little baby when I had gotten her, and that's when these pictures were taken, and that is how she slept. She slept on her back. She was like a little person. So I'm going to go ahead and mat her pictures on this pink ombre paper. As you can see, the base is starting to come together a little bit. Right there over to the side on the right, I have my trimmer, and I was just trimming that down, and I'm going to trim that piece down as well. That right there is a border punch. It's a scallop border punch. I don't know the manufacturer of it, but I do punch that paper and tuck it under the side there. Okay, right here I am showing you that I took the hexagons that I had punched out with stars, and I put some foam tape behind them and put them on top of some of the plain hexagons that I had punched out to give this layout a little bit of dimension. And if you saw there, I flipped over that one strip. It is a flower strip on this side, and it was actually no, that is completely not true because I'm looking at it. I guess I just decided I wanted the flower strip, so I cut it out of a different paper. So I'm going to go ahead and lay down these hexagons in a way that I find that I would like. I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 of the popped up hexagons on the layout that have the stars, and then I have several just plain pattern paper hexagons as well. I used that flower paper, and I also used the pink with the flowery kind of design on it that I used as one of the rectangular matte parts. So I'm going to go ahead and trim off the hexagons that went over the edges. Now the sketch called for hexagons over to the top right. I did not do that. I left that area pretty blank. These are some glitter stars that are on toothpicks, and they came with something that I had gotten from Dear Lizzy. I've never used them. I don't like them. I tried to put them on this page. It's not going to work. They are probably going to find their way into the trash. So the 2001 is from a sticker sheet or a sticker booklet from Dear Lizzy. It is gold foil, and I think it is all just numbers. There are not letters. So I went ahead and started going through the embellishments. I do use that aqua acetate banner and also that pink bow. Right there, I'm still trying to make that gold star work, and it is not going to. And I put some additional bows on there. I don't use the bows very often, and I really want to use them because I have them, but I don't like them. And like a lot of times when I do swaps or I send someone something, I'll just tuck a couple of those bows in there. The person that receives them might not like them either, and they can throw them in the trash. That's fine by me. So here, I'm trying so desperately to get these stars to work. I even took the toothpicks out of them. Still don't like them. They're not even attractive. You can get some glitter paper from Michaels that looks nicer than these stars and just punch them out with your star punch, and it'll look 100 times better. So I do use that pink bow, and I do use it right there at the corner. So I ended up fussy cutting out some flowers from one of the papers, and that is what I use for embellishments at the end. I did find a use for this lovely bobby pin, and it says lovely on it, and it is gold. I put that up at the top of the picture is where it lands. Right there. I think I only have one of the, well, that's not true. I think the pack came with 6, and I have one more gold, and I do have some pink ones, I think. So I use that chipboard piece. It is blue. It says hello on it, and it is up there near the lovely. Right there you saw I just put it up on some foam tape. So I'm going to go ahead and commit to that acetate banner as well as that bow. I'm using Glossy Accents to put it down. These are those stickers I got in a D-stash that I do not know what the font is, but I called my layout Sleepy Puppy because Ginger is sleeping. So I'm going to go ahead and layer up these flowers. I put this one on a star that I had punched out with the EK Success Star Punch, and put it up at the top. This flower is just sitting there by his little lonesome, looking cute, and I put this fussy cut flower under the bow. Up at the top on the right side of Sleepy, I am going to build a little cluster. I do use another punched out star, a flower that was fussy cut, and a camera. And that flower does end up going right there. So I scattered around the flowers. But Ginger was a girl, so it worked. Right here is where I'm drawing my lines, and I'm going to put my journaling. So I'm just writing that. I'm writing where I found her and how long I had her. And actually, I did not have her till 2009 when she passed away. Right here, I am pulling out some of the stars that were punched out of those hexagons with that Martha Stewart punch, and I do put those down, and I put Glossy Accents on top of those stars, and so then I had to come back. I had to wait for it to dry and then come back and finish. And the Glossy Accents, when you use them as would you say a coating, I guess, it does take a little bit to dry. I usually wait at least a day, so I'm going to go ahead and put that on top of all those stars, and I am not going to have you watch that. So it is dry. It is the next day, and I'm coming back in with some Nuvo Crystal Drops in pink that I did not bother to write down the name of again, and I'm also going to use this blue. It's a similar blue to the blue of the hexagons, but it is pearlized. But I use it around. It's cute. So right there, this layout is done and dry. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.